I interview, my style is I want you to come to the door, kick off your shoes, come in, let's hang out on the couch, and let's get to know each other. That's my style. I'm here with Kevin. How are you, Kevin?
I'm good. I'm good. Thanks for having me, Angel.
Anytime, Kevin. This is the second time. The first time you had somebody else with you, the MMA fighter, right? Frankie.
Yeah,
I forgot
yeah,
Frankie's
Frankie
last
Edgar.
name. Yeah, Frankie
Yeah.
Edgar, right. And now you're here. I have you in the intro from the last interview because you're so damn good looking. I had to show you.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
So I put you in. I put that beautiful face in the intro. So what's going on? What's going on since I last saw you? The last time we saw you was for the Bastard Son.
Yep.
That movie.
Yeah. I did a couple things since then. And Angel, I don't want to make this all about me. You got to fill me in on your life too. I sometimes these things are so one-sided. I feel like I'm talking about myself the whole time.
That's okay.
I did a couple films. Been pretty busy, and then this last movie I did was called Dirty Hands. It just got released on Friday, and it's doing pretty good. There's a lot of news going around about it right now. Unfortunately, our dear friend and my co-lead actor Patrick Muldoon passed away 1 week ago today. And
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, thanks. What a shocker, man. Boy, no one saw that coming. And he was so excited about this movie and so pumped up for it, and he worked so hard on it. But after the initial shock and then the grieving, we had to look at it like, man, if I was an actor, what a way to go, He's in a banger of a movie. It's the performance of his career, and he's just really going out on top. So Friday got released. The reviews are coming in. Everything's looking really, really good right now.
Before we did this, I went and I got it today from Amazon and I watched it.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yes, I did, and I have to say it was very good. Very it's more for men, right? But here's the thing: it's more of a man movie, but women will love it because you're both so good to look at. Like you're both good looking, so that's why the women will like it. And
we got blood all over us, Angel, and
I know,
bruised up.
Still good looking, still both good looking. And I'm so sorry about him. I have to say, you could tell everybody what happened. How did Patrick die?
Nobody knows. I still don't know, and I think the family's keeping it pretty tight. They went publicly and said it was a heart attack. I heard Patrick had something going on, like a little issue, but I never pushed on it or asked. But he was a healthy dude. He was big. He was strong. He worked out all the time. I don't know, Angel. It was just one of those things. When I tell you it came from left field, we really just didn't believe it for an entire day. We just didn't believe it, It took that long to set in. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
He reminds me so much. Watching the movie, it made me a little sad because he reminds me so much of my ex-husband, my children's father, who died of a heart attack in my house. He, went to take a nap and he never woke up. He was asleep. He died in his sleep. Wow. And the same thing, he died of a heart attack. So he reminds me so much of him, and I'm sure Lee's gonna put pictures in here, and you'll see.
Yeah.
In the movie, he reminds me of Lois. It was very sad, and Denise Richards, I have to say, I've never seen her in that kind of a role before.
Wasn't it great?
Yes, very dark, sad, very down, like I never saw her without smiling. I mean, did she
Yeah.
even smile once?
Uh, no, no, she
No,
didn't. I didn't
no.
want her to, and she did exactly what was needed. She's super, super tight with Pat Muldoon, and
Yeah,
that's how we got to her. And we got Pat because he's super tight with my producing partner, Guy Narduli. Um, Guy's a great guy. He's on Tulsa King. He's a pretty active actor, and he produced this film with me. So, and then Michael Beach. I knew Michael for a couple years, and I reached out to him. So we're all friends. I never met Denise though. So when we were casting for that role, I talked to Patrick, and he said, I'm telling you, he said, just get Denise. And I said, are you sure? I'm not doubting her. I'm an actor. I don't doubt actors. I said, are you sure? And he said, trust me, man. He said, she just doesn't get the chance to do it. I said, okay, I trust you. He's been around. And we talked a lot, Denise and I, gearing up for it. And she just understood. She just understood the world, understood what she was getting into. She's really the only stable character in that film. And I don't want to give away anything that happens, but,
yeah.
she really dug deep. I mean, Angel, those were like one take shots. And the emotional ones I'm talking about.
Uh-huh.
We might have done another one, but it was like just because. But she knew exactly what she was doing. She was so raw and real, and it came from a real place. So there was really no directing there. I just said action cut. That was it. She was good.
Really? You
Yeah,
couldn't
yeah.
for what she's going on in her personal life. I mean, she's got a lot of stuff going on too. In the
Yeah,
paper, it's in the news.
yeah. She used whatever she used, and she got to where she
Yeah.
needed to be. And then I was just so happy. I'm an actor, so I love it when other actors are like giving their best work. Pat was insane. He's never done a role like that ever. Michael was just incredible in everything he does. Guy was great. So to be surrounded by that on set, we felt magic every day. And when you wrap up a day and you got the crew clapping and the cast clapping, and it's like we achieved something that day, and you felt it. It was a good feeling. So when we got to editing, I knew we had something. I knew we had something special there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Michael's been in a lot of movies,
yeah,
right?
yeah. And TV, everything,
Yes, he's been in
everything.
everything. Yes, I like the part that he played as well.
Yeah.
So, what what has Patrick? Has he been in movies or just TV shows?
Pat's you heard of his passing, right? I
Yes.
think everybody's heard of his passing, and it's been blowing up. And my partner and Guy and I were trying to understand, why is it blowing up so much? Not that he didn't deserve it. It's just that, I mean, it was on Entertainment Tonight, TMZ, People, US Week, like everything. And we thought about it. And, first of all, the guy was just like an incredible looking dude, even from
Yeah.
younger now. He was a soap star.
Right.
He
Days of Our
was
Lives, right? He
Days of
was
Our
on Days of
Lives.
Our Lives.
Yep.
Yeah.
He was a Lifetime movie star. He's done so many memorable roles on TV, including like Melrose Place and things like that.
Yeah.
So that's three. And then he was in one of the biggest cult classics of all time called Starship Troopers with Denise years ago. So
Oh
yeah,
wow.
it's like a top 20
Yeah,
cult
that's
classic
right.
movie. So
Yeah.
so his popularity was like everywhere. You know what I
Every
mean? Right. It was everywhere, and when he passed away, it just blew up. It just blew up. It was wild.
Yeah, I saw
Wow.
Tori Spelling even, she was beside herself. I'm sure everybody is beside themselves, but he was
Yeah.
very popular, very good looking.
He was a hell of a guy. I mean,
Yeah.
he was.
And he was very well liked, right? He was
Yeah.
like he,
Yeah. It was hard not to love the guy. He was one of those people. It was just, you know, it's
uh,
crazy. I'm numb to it now. I mean, we grieved enough, but it was just such a shocker. Yeah.
very sad. So, you like to put like a little twist in your movies.
A little bit.
Yeah, the ending always has some kind of a little twist that you go, "Oh shit."
Yeah.
You like to do that.
Yeah, yeah. Because I think I'm a movie fan first, and I kind of like being surprised myself.
Mhm.
So I don't just throw in the towel and move on. I'll fight and work right to the very end to try to make something as best as it could be. So
And where was that filmed? Was that Chicago? Where
it was.
It was Chicago.
It was Chicago, and we got everything for free. Everything for
Are
free.
you
Because guys,
kidding?
no, my partner Guy is from Chicago. He's a known actor. He played for the Chicago Bears. So you put all that together, he goes home, forget it. The doors are open and, everywhere. So, and his father is a retired police officer. So we had carte blanche. Any street we wanted blocked off. We were up and down those streets with the cars. Nobody said nothing. Didn't pay for a location. It was incredible. It was incredible. And it enabled us to put money more to where we needed it, the lighting and the action sequences, the fighting and stuff. Yeah.
Because we don't have like the way when you're going down the road and the garages the garages are on the road like that. At the end when you're driving, we don't have that. And I said, wait, is this Chicago?
Yeah. It's cool, right? When I was location scouting, because we scouted like 3 different times. I went to Chicago. I just drove out there and I looked at it. I just loved it. But would I have rather shot in Jersey? Yeah. I mean, my family's here, so I could stay close to the girls and, for that reason. But aesthetically and everything we had over there, I just couldn't beat it,
Oh, okay. All right. I think Lee put something in here. Let's see. Hold on. I told him to put it in 10. Okay, we're on 10. Hold on. Let me check. Let's see. Oh, yeah, it's here. So let's check it out. Hold on.
We released Dirty Hands to the world, and we are doing so in honor of Patrick Muldoon, who left us way too early. I've only known him for a couple of years, and I love the guy, and it's hard to know that this is the last time we're ever going to see him on film. It comes from a special place in my heart, and for everyone involved as well. And now it just took on a whole new meaning. So in honor of Pat, we're going to try to spread the word as far and wide as possible so everyone can get to see what he brings to the table and leaves his final imprint in style. Tough loss for all, but at least we have the honor of sending him off in style, and this is the way he'd want to go. I hope you love the movie as much as everyone else that has seen it, and it moves you, and it's definitely the last thing that Pat would want, is to move people with his work, and wait till you see it. The trailer gets...
We almost lost everything. What are we gonna lose this time?
You and your brother, you put me in a position and it's not good. We got a problem here. Yo!
What did you do?
They know where you are.
That ain't good.
Hell of a night.
Very nice.
There it is.
When Lee edits this, it's going to be bigger. It'll cover the screen more, but that's really good. Where do you get your I know your other movie, The Bastard Son, that was during COVID. A kid actually wrote that movie, like a young guy wrote it. And then you got it and you made that, into your version. But where do you get your ideas from, like this movie?
I wrote this after I wrote Bastard Sons. So I just sharpened that pencil and I just went crazy. I'm going nuts. I was in the basement just writing all day long. So I wrote Sons, Dirty Hands, and then this other one called Malicious. And ended up getting all of them made. So where it comes from, I don't know. I think we all got ideas and stuff. Something was on my mind about. Remember of Mice and Men?
Okay. Yes.
The 2 brothers. Their names are Lenny and George.
Yeah, exactly.
So there was something about that dynamic that intrigued me. Not, you know, in just in layman's terms, one brother's smart, the other one's stupid, right? Okay, fine. But there was something about putting brothers that were so loyal to each other in the most dire of circumstances, and what would happen. And that's what I asked myself first. I got an older brother, and you know, he's always very protective of me growing up through the years. And I was like, what would happen if it was the most dire circumstances? I'd want to surprise myself watching it. So I kind of let myself surprise myself writing it. And I was into some synthwave music at the time. The colors excited me. There were certain vibes I wanted to hear and feel. And I don't know, it just started flowing. But I had all that music made before the movie started, which is kind of ass backwards compared to everybody else. But
Really?
I heard it. I had the music in my head, and it was kind of influencing, you know, writing, and then visualizing it, directing, and also playing the role. So I had the music made, and I would listen to it as I was writing, and then I knew where each piece was going to go down the line.
Kevin, what do you think of this AI stuff?
Scares
You
the
like
shit out of
it?
me.
It does, right? I
Yeah.
hate it. I hate it.
It's too bad. You know, I mean, how do you stop science? How do you stop technology? It's just going to take so many jobs away from people. You know, will it make it easier to make films and stuff for my business? Yeah, if you can afford it. I mean, the films that I'm making, you know, let's say it's around $1 million or whatever. Now, I don't have those huge budgets to go even afford the AI to use it, you know? So I'm still working with real people. That's still my
Right.
area. The big budget stuff, they're looking to save millions and millions of dollars, and that's all fine and good. They may save $100 million, but it's still gonna cost them 5-10 to use AI, you know what I mean? So I'm not in that world as a filmmaker. Maybe one day, knock on wood, but I like people.
Okay.
And, you know, I like people, and I feel good when people can work, and I like being able to cut a paycheck. It makes me feel good about myself, and I'm helping people out, and I appreciate when people do it for me, you know? So, I don't know. We
I
try to keep the budgets down as much as possible, but as far as AI into what I'm doing, nah, not right now anyway.
know, I agree. So would you be doing future movies in Chicago because you
Maybe,
have all these perks?
maybe. But you know, I'm a Jersey boy, so anything I could do here, I'll do here, you know.
Oh,
And when I got back from Chicago, we started on the other one called Lupo, and then that'd be an interesting one for you. Do you know about that one?
no, tell us.
You don't know about Lupo? Oh my
No,
gosh. All right. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. I'd say about 6.5 years ago, a gentleman reached out to me. His name was Joe Ruley Jr. And he, I guess he saw a movie I was in. It was in the newspaper. He's a Jersey guy. And he said, my name is Joe Ruley Jr. My father, Joe Ruley Sr., who was also called Joey Lupo, was a gangster that worked in the Bonanno family. And he disappeared in 1971. And he said, I was 5 years old when he disappeared. He said, now I'm 60. And he sent me a newspaper clipping and a picture. And he said, you look just like him. So I looked at the picture. I was like, holy shit. Angel, I look just like the guy. Right? This was 6 years ago. So we met. Wonderful guy, wonderful family. He's 60 years old now. And he didn't know his father was a gangster until he was, I think, 18 or 19. He had no idea. His mother never told him. Family members didn't talk about it. So he was obsessed with his dad and the memory of and what he remembered. And so we got together. At the time, 6 years ago, I was in a position to make a film. We
Right.
kept in touch. And he said, what do you think? Can you get it done? And this was way before Dirty Hands. And I said, yeah. I said, I made The Bastard Sons. We did Malicious, did this one. I said, now we're going. He said, well, talk to me. How much? I said, Joe, I don't know. I don't know. I said, he passed away in 1971. So no script is written, this and that. I said, look, I not to shortchange anything. I said, I probably wouldn't touch it if it was under X amount of dollars, right? So he said, okay. I said, if you think you can get that, I said, call me. And I said, we'll go. I'm turnkey now. So I went and shot Dirty Hands in Chicago. The day I wrapped Dirty Hands, Angel, the day I wrapped, I got a text from Joe Ruley Jr. and it said, we're good. I said, holy shit. So literally, as soon as we stopped Dirty Hands, I got my car and drove to Jersey, and it was 12 hours of just thinking about Lupo. So we got the story down. It took a while because it was feeling more like a documentary. This guy he was just about to become a champion. He was a prodigy aspiring boxer in his youth. And he turned pro, and he was an incredible fighter, and then he got hit with polio. And he lost the use of his leg. So a couple years later, he got reached out to by a couple of the fellas that were going to fund his boxing career. And they said, what are you doing for money? And he said, not much. I don't, can't really get around that much. And they said, well, take this, go down there, drop it off. And before you know it, one thing led to another. And he started climbing up. And he felt like he had something again. So I got this whole story from his father, and it was just incredible. But I said to Joe Jr., I said...
From his father, Joe Lupo's father, or the son?
I'm sorry. I got from the son.
Oh, from the son, okay.
Yeah. The father, he's still missing. So
no, I thought you meant like the Lupo's father, which would have been the son's grandfather. That's
no. Okay. Sorry. I misspoke.
No,
it was from
okay.
Joe Willie Jr.
So Joe Willie Jr.
Yeah. So Junior is telling me all this, and I said, Joe, it's an incredible story, but it just feels like a documentary. I'm trying to find a hook somewhere of how this would work to make it more interesting, because it's interesting on its own, but I'm trying to think of like a narrative for a film, and that's got its own thing, So we were talking for about 3-4 hours at that time, and I said, how old were you when he disappeared? And he said, I was 5. I said, how do you know so much about your father? You're 5 years old. He's got a photographic memory, which is insane. Photographic to a T.
Yeah.
But he said, I talked to the family members. He said, but mostly my Uncle Dennis. I said, who was that? And he said, it was my dad's older brother. I said, oh. And he said, yeah, we talked for years. He filled me in all these stories. And that was that. He let it go. And he said, it's funny. And he just threw this in there. He said, because my Uncle Dennis was a cop. I said, what? He said, yeah, my Uncle Dennis was a cop. I said, Joe, your father was a gangster and his older brother was a cop? He said, yeah. I'm like, well, there's your fucking movie, Joe. I'm like, are you kidding me? We're sitting here talking for 3 hours, 4 hours. So as soon as that happened, forget it. The wheels were turning. The script got written immediately, and we put it right into pre-production and started going. We filmed it in November in New Jersey.
Oh, you already filmed it.
Oh, yeah, we filmed it.
Okay, go ahead.
We filmed it. We got some really great actors that you would know a couple of them. Okay. And that's it. And the story was so big, Angel, that we had to cut it down to make it work as a film, because there was just so much. Once we started doing the research and everything, we couldn't fit it. We'd have a 4-hour movie. So we decided to make a documentary, but then the documentary got so big, now it's a 3-part, 1-hour docuseries about his disappearance. So we're in editing for both at the same time right now.
Wow. So
it's wild.
So where do you get your research from?
He was in Lodi, New Jersey. Okay. And there was a lot of old roots there. And as we're going through this stuff still in the doc too, I didn't realize how connected my family was to Lupo, which was odd. That my grandmother knew him, who just passed away like 2 months before we were filming. I have a lot of roots to the connections to the Ruley family, all like deep, down the hole there. And it was pretty wild. So people were coming out of the woodwork to talk. And we found a lot of family members. He would have been, if Lupo is still alive, he would have been 93 or 94 now. So that generation isn't really around too much.
Right.
But we found enough. And a lot of really, really interesting stuff was coming out. So the documentary is just as interesting as the movie. Wow. It's all real. Yeah.
Did his mother fill him in on things? Fill you in on things?
His mother passed away,
Oh, his mother
um,
did.
but she did talk to him about it when he was a little older, just not in that much detail. But she,
Detail, right? And his
yeah,
uncle passed away as well.
his uncle passed away too. Yeah,
Oh wow!
yeah, it's all a true story. We filmed it all, and it's called Lupo. Yeah.
And when is that coming out? I want to see that too.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be something. And my wife directed it. It was her first direct
Oh
to debut.
wow!
Yeah.
Really?
Yep. Yeah. It's got its own flavor to it. It's not typical.
Okay.
Boy, it's good.
So
It's
what do
really
you? Where would the documentary be?
We're gonna try to pitch them both together. So,
Okay.
hopefully both can live on the same platform, which would be
Okay.
ideal.
Good.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So that'd be the ideal situation. Yeah. But we're gonna send to film festivals. It's just about done. And yeah, it's gonna be cool.
Cool. Anybody in there that I would know? You have any?
Yeah, yeah. Do you know Federico Castelluccio?
Oh yes.
Yeah,
Did
yeah.
he play Furio on
Mhm.
the? Yeah, I know who he is. Yeah,
He's a
okay.
great guy. Federico's in it. Matt Del Negro is in it. He's
Okay.
a big actor in TV. Matt Servito. We got about 6 different actors that are from The Sopranos,
Oh wow!
but
Really?
all different roles from The Sopranos to Lupo. Very,
Right.
very different roles, Federico, perfect example. He's the boss. He's the boss in this one, and he does it incredibly. The guy that played my brother is Nick Stahl. Nick Stahl's been around for a long time, and he was incredible.
Yes. Yes.
Incredible. Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay. Okay. Very nice. And he's the
Yeah.
one. He's going to be he's the police officer.
Yeah. His name is Dennis Ruley, the older brother. And ironically enough, even from real pictures, the Ruley boys, there was 3 of them. There was Dennis, then there was Joe Lupo, and then there was Bobby. Dennis and Bobby don't look Italian at all. At all. Nothing. If anything, they look Irish. So I look very, very close to Joey Lupo, and Nick looks very close to the real Dennis. Very close.
How did he get the name Lupo?
It was great. I mean, there's different breed, the fellas back then, they were just animals, and compared to my generation, and forget the new generation. But he was a boxer in his youth. He started when he was 11, 12, and he wanted more. So by the time he was 14, he wanted to fight in the Golden Gloves, and they denied him because of his age. So he flipped out on his trainers. He stormed out of the gym, apparently. This is all, I got so much information from doing this role.
Yeah.
So he went home, and then he comes back the next day, bangs on the door of the gym, and they opened it up because they were just opening. And he has a piece of paper, and he puts it on the chest of his trainer. He said, "Hey, I had 2 birthdays." And the guy said, "What are you talking about?" He said, "I had 2 birthdays." So he looked at it, and it says, Giacomo Lupo. And he says, "What's this?" And he said, "I borrowed it from my neighbor." And he said he was
Oh, that's
16.
so funny.
So they had to put some, weights in his shorts and everything because he wasn't heavy enough. They did the weigh-in, and he won. 14 years old, fighting guys 16, 17, 18 years old, and he won. He was an animal. So what happened was he kept it because they announced him as Giacomo Lupo, and then it was Jockey Lupo, and then people knew who he was locally, so they just started calling him Joey, and Joey Lupo stuck. That was it.
Wow.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
just kept Lupo.
Okay, I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah,
And
it's going to be
what's
great.
the other one? Miserables? What is the other one? Malicious?
Oh, that's one from 2 years ago. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know about it. I didn't know anything about it. Malicious.
Yeah, yeah. That's a horror one. It's got a little thriller horror vibe to it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a
Okay.
little heavy.
Oh, okay, okay.
Little
And
heavy, Angel.
I'm sure. What's next after this? What's next after Lupo? I mean, it seems like you're always moving. You're always going.
Yeah. Well, I've been working so hard for so long, you look back and, Angel, there was a point where I instead of throwing my hat in, which, I walked the line a couple times, but I didn't want to give up. I got so fed up of working my ass off and someone else a benefit for it,
Yeah.
you know? And I just couldn't deal with that anymore. Even the audition process, and that's fine. It's just what it is when you're an actor. You know, they come, they go. But to have some kind of consistency with that, especially when my daughter came into this world, I just couldn't succumb to just that flighty lifestyle. You know, even if I hit big and had millions, it would still bother me. So, you know, I'm from a family construction business. I grew up around it. My father showed me a lot very young and didn't hide anything, my brother and I. And I knew how to put things together. So I started producing. And then once I produced a few times, I would consider myself a closet writer. I was a little nervous to have my stuff shown. But I finally said, let me just put it out there. And thank God it worked. And then with Bastard Sons, that was the first time I directed. So now we're turnkey. Now I got a production company, soup to nuts. It's just a go. And I don't have to wait for nobody's permission on anything. So,
Oh, really? Okay.
no, I don't wait for anybody anymore. I waited too many years for other people to be involved in my career. Now I say, I'll
Good
do
for
it
you.
myself, you know?
Yeah,
So,
good for you. So
that's it.
now, am I remembering this correctly? When you did the Bastard Son, didn't your family come and help you out?
Yeah. That was a all hands on deck kind of thing. It was great.
Right.
It was great. But I didn't want to I funded that myself. It was so low budget. No, I take that back. I had a friend and my old Army recruiter from the military give me a couple dollars to float that. But I wanted to bet on myself because it was the first time I was directing, and I didn't want to take the risk on someone else's money, you know?
Yeah.
I wanted to take the risk and put it on myself. So knock on wood, it worked out. But once Sons got released, everything started moving pretty quick.
But
Yeah.
did you go back to work for your family? I'm trying to remember. I remember you were in California. You didn't like it, and you came back, right?
Yeah, we came back, and my wife got a job on, what's it called? City on a Hill?
That's it.
Yep.
Okay, right.
Yep. She
Right.
got a job on City on a
That's
Hill.
right.
And then as soon as she got on City on a Hill, I got cancer. That's what happened. Yeah. Yep.
I don't remember you having cancer.
Yeah, I don't think I told you, but I did.
Oh,
I,
how come you didn't tell me?
I don't know. I really didn't say much to anybody about it. I just wanted to fight through it and move on. But yeah, 2008, I got diagnosed. I had stage 4 non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, and that was an interesting road. And I did what I needed to do, and that was that. So knock on wood, I got
And
through
thank
it.
God everything is good, right?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah, but I was in a hospital. I wrote a movie when I was in the hospital, so I just made the most of the time in there.
What movie was that?
I wrote a movie called Brusco. It's kind of like Rocky meets the wrestler a little bit. So hopefully we'll be doing that in a year or two. But
How many movies do you have now in a drawer somewhere?
you know, a lot of them got made. Like it's the weirdest thing. I really don't understand how things came together, but it got made, you know. And then all the movies made money. You know, when I was in LA, when I drove to LA, I was 30, Angel. So I went late. You know what I mean?
Yes.
A lot of people went to LA and, you know, young and they're impressionable. I was done with that shit. I grew up in the Shore, and by the time I went to LA, I was working with my dad since I was 17 years old,
Right.
doing construction. So I was set. I was not going to play around. I didn't go for nothing other than to work and to make it. That was it. So needless to say, I wasn't the most pleasurable guy to be around. I didn't make any friends. I just worked out there and wanted to hustle. But when I went out, I wanted to learn the whole business inside and out. I saw dudes doing yoga in the park at 2:00. I'm like, what the frig is going on here? Everyone's flighting around, drinking coffee, hanging out. And I was just trying to learn, you know, and work. And I did. I got jobs. I interned and got jobs at sales reps companies, distribution companies. I wanted to pick their brain. I wanted to see how that side worked because I knew I was going to eventually make film. And I learned it, and it was crushing hearing, seeing the other side. It was, God, I mean, it has nothing to do with art. It has everything to do with money. And it was pretty eye-opening. But once I just accepted that, you got to use your left side and the right side at different times and go forward. So when I came from LA, Amanda and I got married. We wanted to have a kid. There was no way in hell I was raising a kid in Los Angeles.
Los Angeles,
So we
exactly.
moved back to Jersey, and after that what I just told you happened, I said all bets are off, man. I'm going for it now, and that was that. So I know the other side of movies once you finish making a film. So I treat it like a legitimate business. Every business is its own LLC. Every business you have to get insurance for, and and do everything the right way. And I wanted to make money. So yeah, from the Bastard Sons to Malicious, there's a couple in there, but they're all doing all right. And now we got another one, and then Lupo, and now I got another one we're lining up to do April in 2027.
And what is that one about?
Called Capella, and a wonderful friend of mine wrote it for me. It's about an obsessive homicide detective that is hunting down a serial killer. And it's a hell of a script, and we're looking forward to doing that. So I'll be producing it and starring in it, and I think my wife's going to direct that one too.
Really, very nice. So now this is her new job, directing.
I hope so. It's easier on me.
Really?
Well, she's so
And what does a director do? Tell me. I mean, I've watched the movie get made. I've watched the Kevin Connolly direct, but what is it that you have to do? In case people don't know.
It
Like the
depends on the
director is the one who yells, you stand here, you stand there, action, go, cut.
pretty much. But there's
a lot more to it.
Yeah, the director is, I associate everything with construction. It just makes it more relatable to me anyway. So I hope this makes sense. But if you come to me with an idea for a movie and money, or I'm sorry, an idea for a home and money, and you're like, Kevin, I want you to build me a home. This is what I want. 3-bed, 2-bath, and I want it over here. And I'm like, Angel, you got the money? You say, yeah. I'm like, okay. The director does everything after that. Everything about that house, from how the front door looks, to the nice steps going up to it, the gutters, the roof, the backyard, the deck, the grass, right down to you want silver screws or brass screws, the tiniest detail. Some directors are like, slap it up. And some directors really get in there and they care so much about everything. And I'd like to think that, I can't help but care about every little detail. So the director is in charge of everything creative, no matter what. And then the people the director hires understand his vision, and then they complete the task with him or her watching over them, guiding and directing them. Okay. And that's how it goes. So he doesn't have enough hands to do it himself or herself. So that's why you hire, this guy, that girl, this one, that one. But it all goes back to the director, everything. If you hire a set designer and they design this whole bedroom and you got a bedroom scene and it looks brilliant, the director comes in, he looks at it, and he's like, that's wonderful. I want a green pillowcase, not blue, because he has green eyes. And when I have the shot and the person's head is right this, I want his eyes reflecting off that. I want the blinds a little darker. And can you move that and throw it over there? And I want that. Like, it's all to appease what they see. It's their vision.
Okay.
That's the director, soup to nuts. The producer is a very loosely defined term. Very loosely defined.
Producer, isn't the producer just somebody who brings in the money, right? Brings in the investors. What is the producer?
I mean, it could.
I know Lewis, my ex-husband, got a producer's credit, and all he did was find the people who are going to finance the movie.
Right. So normally, anyone involved with money in some capacity, you get an executive producer credit or a co-executive producer credit. That's usually how it goes. But those credits they're given, they're negotiated. A director credit's not negotiated. It's like you're the director and that's it.
And that's it,
Producer,
right.
Yeah, if you're making a movie, Angel, and you're like, Kevin, I know say I was best friends with Federico, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say Federico charges $1 million a day. And you're like, Kevin, I got this script. I would love to have Federico. I wrote it for him. He's perfect, but I don't have $1 million a day. Can you do something? I'm like, yeah, maybe I could do something. Let me talk to him. And I'll be like the go-between, right? And I'm like, Angel, I'll tell you what. I just talked to him. I can get him for $350 a day for 7 days. Does that work? You're like, yeah. What do you want? I'm like, just give me a producer credit.
Really?
And you never see me again. Now, what happens is guys do that in this business, Angel. They take the credit. And then when you look at the movie credits, you see all these producers. You'll never know who does what, ever, unless you talk to the producer, like the producer. And the producer is the one whose production company is listed. That's the boss.
Okay.
Not the one with the credits. The one who's actually owns the LLC that made the movie. That's the big player. So sometimes fellas will take a producer credit, not really earned, and they'll go, pitch themselves to other films and say, yeah, I produced the Angel Gotti biopic. I'm listed as a producer. And they go, oh, wow, you produced that? And say, yeah, I produced it. They didn't produce shit. They just got the credit, but no one know the difference. So if you do your due diligence and call the production, they'll tell you straight, A lot of snakes. You got to be a little leery. But ultimately, the producer and anyone that has a legitimate producer credit really handles the nuts and bolts of getting the project made. So they can bring in the money. They can orchestrate it. They might not be the one literally writing a check as an investor. They may get the investor. It may come from someone else, but they're in charge of the business. So setting up the movie the correct way, hiring everyone, the contracts, the insurances, dealing with the Screen Actors Guild, making sure the food is good, making sure everything is just run correctly.
Right.
That's
Wow.
the producer. Yeah. The producer's the boss. And most of the time, Angel,
The producer is the boss or the director?
Most of the time, the producer hires the director.
Okay.
Most of the time. In indie film, you'll find a lot of directors also producing. Case in point, right here, So it's in indie film, it's kind of like that because the director is the one that's passionate about the project and getting it off the ground and trying to find money. On indie film, it's like all bets are off. Everybody just goes and gets it done. Once you start climbing higher, yeah, usually the production is set up by producers. They get scripts, they read them, they vet them, they get the financing together, and then they hire a director. That's when the budgets get a lot bigger. But in the smaller range, it could be anybody.
Wow.
Yeah. There's no formula.
Okay, so now your wife is going to. It's official. She's the director for all your movies now.
Well, these two, yeah, unless something changes for Capella, her or I, can get a call to get a gig at any moment. But we're ready for whatever comes. We just kind of take it as it comes.
Mm-hmm.
But I think once we're going stronger with Capella, if we're about 5 months out, she'll lock in, and not be able to take other employment and just sit in it.
And I want to ask you. I don't want to forget what I'm going to ask you. But what did she star in On the Hill? She was.
Yeah, she was a series regular. Yeah.
Oh, she was a series regular. Okay.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
she was fantastic. She's fantastic in that role. And it's a shame that show. There was such high hopes for it. They did 3 seasons, and that was it. But
why? Like, what happened to it?
There's things I don't want to.
Oh, okay. Yeah, don't get into it.
But there's things sometimes people just want to move on, Angel. Like it's behind the camera and people in front of the camera. They did their thing. Sometimes it's kind of like a blind date, with a movie or TV. Like sometimes you get actors that play the main roles and, they don't know each other. And then it's like this.
Yeah.
So, it may be a good show, but it's like they just you know, they don't get along, or people behind the cameras don't get along. It happens. It happens.
Was that Rhode Island or Boston or Massachusetts? It was Boston, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
My wife's from Rhode Island, so she fell right into it. It was
Oh,
great.
wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she played a tough one. She was great. She was great.
And how long does it take to make a movie?
An indie film, you're looking at like, well, take the script out of it, just the movie itself. Um, 18 months to 2 years. Well, I'd say 18 months by the time. Yeah,
Wow, it takes that
yeah,
long.
that's quick.
That's quick.
Yeah, my films, we don't mess around. We're quick. So we shoot it, we put it into editing, we rock and roll, and then depending on how long you want to do film festivals for, sometimes it's like a period of time you just do nothing but submit to film festivals and wait. That happens too. So if there's no film festival, yeah, your movie should ultimately, from the time you start filming, you should ultimately have a distribution deal in place. Yeah, around 18, 20 months and be out in the marketplace.
And
Yeah.
how long does it take to actually film the movie?
It's funny. Gosh, I mean, you could be developing and prepping and looking for locations and money and props and everything for a year, sometimes more. And then you film for like 4 weeks. And then it's like a whole other year in editing. Oh, it's crazy. The insanity of that crunch time when you're filming. That's why making a movie is very, very difficult. The planning, you only have one shot. You know, the studios have a lot of money to go reshoot stuff and this and that. You're not reshooting shit. It's either you get it or you don't, you know? So it's a real rebellious kind of nature about making a film. And everybody knows it. When you get like a tight crew and everybody's into it, you feel like a gang. It's cool.
Really?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
who does the actual film editing?
The editor does. And that
No,
could be
that's not
anybody.
you. That's not you.
No, when it
Oh,
comes
you
to
don't have anything
editors,
to do with that?
no. I'm lucky I found my way on this. I'm not too savvy with computer stuff.
No, in other words, I asked the wrong thing. Who makes the decision of what's going to stay and what gets on, gets lost?
Good question. It depends how good your editor is.
Really?
Yeah, my editor, I've worked with him on 6 movies. No, 6 movies now, and he also edited Lupo with my wife.
Okay.
There's editors that know how to use the buttons, and then there's storytellers. My editor is a storyteller, so he almost completes the rest of my thoughts. When he sees the footage, he has a pretty good idea of how I think and how I like to see things, and we have very similar taste. So usually when he puts all the footage together, the first time I see it, when I sit back and look at everything together, it's pretty close to.
So you're not in there with him at all?
Some do. I don't like to micromanage. He's a creative. He's an artist. He's a great dude. So I let him.
Really?
I
So
give his,
I'm sorry. So he'll tell you, listen, I cut this out because it didn't look good.
he'll ask.
Oh, he'll
He'll
ask.
ask.
Okay.
Yeah. And if I'm like, I had a feeling on set, or I'd say, you know what, just leave it in, or make two versions because it's a quick save. You just save 2 files, and
Yeah.
I said I like to see it with and without.
Okay.
Yeah. But he's got his own mind, and it really completes my thoughts. So I'd like to give him that creative freedom to, go in his dungeon for a good month and a half, and then when he's ready, give me a call.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
I'm so happy for you. I
Oh,
really am
thanks.
so happy for you. I'm serious. I'm really happy for you.
Oh, thanks.
The Bastard Son. I love that movie. And when you were here with Frankie, and I thought, oh, man, I just hope he does well. I really hope you do well. And you're doing well, and I'm so happy for you.
Thanks,
I really
Amy.
am.
I appreciate it. I appreciate
Such
it.
a
I just
nice
want to.
man. You really are a
Thank you.
nice man.
I just want to. I just want to move people. That's it. You
Yeah.
know, the big star, the name up in lights. I don't care. If I can't shake somebody up or move them watching something at home or eventually in the theater, then my job is, you know, it's not even worth it. But so far so good. So I'll just keep going. You know.
Yeah, good, good. I hope so. Good. I'm looking
Good.
forward to this Lupo. Really looking forward to that.
Oh boy,
Um,
I'll keep you posted. You got to come to the
yes,
premiere and everything.
I
You'd
would
like it.
definitely. Yes, I
Okay.
will. I will definitely. Let me ask you one thing because I always ask everybody one
Yeah.
question before we end it. Do you have any regrets? And if so, what's your biggest regret?
I didn't believe in myself sooner, younger.
Really?
Yep. That's my biggest regret. I know people say don't have regrets. Well, it's like, well, if I didn't kick myself in the ass, what would get me going, you know? So, yeah, I do have regrets because I didn't trust my gut. That's why. I wasn't I wasn't blind. I had my instincts, I had my guts, and I chose not to listen to it. And that's what I regret. And yeah, things would be a little different. I don't regret things, meaning looking down at where I am. It's not that, but it's enough of a regret or moments to look back on to say never again. You know, listen to yourself, trust yourself. Yeah,
Mm,
and that's that. And the other regret
yeah.
is last week I switched butchers and I got sausage from the other guy across town. Totally different sauce. Totally different sauce. Today
Are
I went
you
back to the normal
kidding?
butcher. I swear to God, the sausage changed everything. So I went back to the old butcher, and today was a home run. We're good.
Really? So you had the macaroni today, right?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
macaroni, the whole sauce and the
Oh yeah.
sausages and everything. Good for
Even when I was
you.
in LA, I lived by myself. Every Sunday I made it no matter what. Yeah.
Now, is your wife Italian?
She should be. She grew up in
Oh,
Providence, Rhode Island. So
right.
she's blonde hair, blue eye. She's not Italian, but I call my daughter my Sicilian Viking because
Oh,
she's got a little of both of us in her, and but Amanda's Italian by association. She just kind of falls. She grew up with Italian, so it was so easy, you know.
uh-huh. Yeah, do you do the cooking?
We both do, yeah.
Oh, you both do. The Sunday dinner is you?
That's me. No, she makes it good. Yeah, a few years ago she started making it, and she does a great job.
That's so nice. So
Yeah.
now when it's I'm not going to keep you that much longer, but this is California is not like that, right? It's even hard to find people who do the Sunday
Yeah,
dinners with the macaroni and all
yeah.
that
You know
stuff.
what's funny, Angel?
Or when they say mozzarella.
When I went to when I went to LA, it was the first time in my life. And look, this is just me. It was the first time in my life I really ever said the word pasta. I never said pasta. I always said ronis or macaronis, or we said what it was. We said
Exactly.
rigs, we said cavatellis, we said this, that. So out there, everyone said pasta.
Hmm.
I was like, all right. I was like, I'll just get some, nice marinara, this and that, and it was just so different for me. I didn't fit in out there,
Exactly.
you know.
Exactly. Because my kids lived there after they graduated high school, they went to help their father out.
Mhm.
And my daughter's like, Ma, they don't have what we have
No,
in New York. They don't have
no.
they say ricotta, mozzarella. What's the
Yeah,
other thing? What's the other thing? It's funny.
calamari.
Calamari,
Yeah.
marinara. All that.
There was
It's
this one
funny.
deli, I think it was in Santa Monica. I forget the name of it. It was a big deli, but that place was treated like Disney World because it was like a novelty out there. Like they had, the cento, they had tutto, they had all these tomatoes, right? They had all that stuff. But for
Yeah,
me, it's like we come here, it's like it's that shop right and this and the other thing. So,
exactly.
but it was like specialty over there. Yeah.
It's funny. I think what was the name of this supermarket? Ralph's or something? I don't know.
Ralph's.
Ralph.
Right.
It was Ralph's, right? Yeah.
Ralph's, yeah.
They
Yeah.
didn't have what we have here in
No.
Jersey and in New York. They don't.
No,
Yeah.
nothing. The first thing I did when I came home, my mother gave me like 4 or 5 bags of tarales, and I saw, thank God I'm home. This is perfect.
That's so
Yeah,
funny.
yeah. Well, it's good to
Oh,
be here. And
it is.
there's so much film and TV work in New Jersey. You familiar with what's going on?
No.
Oh my gosh, New Jersey is like the next Hollywood, Angel. It's insane.
Are you kidding?
Swear to God,
Why?
because
Are they giving big tax breaks and stuff? Oh, they
huge,
are.
huge. So this is how this goes, and I understand. Let's say you're gonna make a film, right? You got a script, and you approach me because I'm an investor, right? You say, Kev, I got this script. It's gonna need $5 million. We had the budget professionally made. I said, okay, let me read it. I'm looking at the script. I said, all right, Angel, I'll cut you a check for 5. Where are you gonna shoot? And you say, I'm gonna shoot in New Mexico. And I say, the hell you are? You're gonna shoot in New Jersey. And
Really?
you say, why? And I say, because I know you're going to get 30 to 40% back on a tax credit. You could sell it for 90 cents on the dollar. And within 12 months, I could have some of my investment recouped before you go sell it. So you're shooting in Jersey and you're like, there's no location there. And I say, well, find it. And that's how movies get funded. The investors often say where they're going to shoot. Sometimes you'll watch a movie, sometimes, and if the director is not sharp enough or doesn't have a good production design team, some things just don't click visually. Like you could be watching a film and like, this is like, it's just, I don't know, just doesn't feel authentic.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
or, yeah, it's because they're not supposed to be, they were never supposed to shoot there anyway.
Wow. But they can manipulate like things. Like I remember when they made Ohio look like New York, Cincinnati look
Oh,
like
yeah.
New York. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I know that they were given big tax credits in Georgia. A lot
Yeah.
of people left LA to go to Georgia. They still doing that or not?
Yeah, Georgia's still big, still
Oh,
big.
it
New
is.
York, Jersey, Georgia. I think Jersey might be or is the biggest now.
Wow,
Yeah,
really?
yeah,
Okay.
because they're you got to look at it like this. Netflix is opening up a studio in Central Jersey, around where I used to live, which is a massive, massive studio. Lionsgate, Paramount, and there's other sound stages and studios getting built as I speak. So if the tax credit was going anywhere, they would never be doing this because they still have another 2, 3 years to build everything. So the
Oh.
tax credit's not going anywhere.
So what
Yeah.
are they leave? Are they leaving California because of these tax? Oh, they are.
Yeah, Cali was always tough to shoot. Here's a difference too. When I was in California, we wanted to go shoot something. You knock on someone's door and you say, "Hey, so and so, my name's Kevin. We're thinking about, shooting a movie. We love your location." The first thing they say is how much? First thing, how much? How much? Just get to it.
Really?
Yeah, because they're used to it. There's so many movies throughout the years being filmed in Los Angeles and outside LA. Yeah, they know people got money or big movies got money. You come to Jersey, and in most areas, and this is right now, who knows how it's going to be,
Yeah.
you knock on a door and you say, "Hey, I'm making a movie. My name's Kevin. Really love your place. I was hoping I could shoot there." The first thing everybody says around here is like, "That sounds awesome. What's it about?" It's a whole different mentality,
Yeah. So
you
and then
know?
that's good for you and your
Yeah.
wife. You should be close to home,
Yeah, yeah, I would love
close
to
to your
get there.
family.
Yeah,
Do you put your family members in the movie? Didn't you tell me that you
yeah,
put your brother in? Wasn't he your brother
yeah,
in?
yeah.
Fast and
Dennis is in a couple. Yeah, I was gonna put him in Lupo, but he's got a beard and the high hair, and I said, Dennis, it takes place 1968 to 71. I'm like, this,
They didn't do. Yeah.
But Gemma's in it. Gemma's in it. My aunt is in it, who never acted before. Bunch of non-actors. I like working with non-actors sometimes because they don't know how to act, which is great. So it's all authentic, they just jump in and go for it. But yeah, Jersey's been good to me, and I would love to stay here as much as possible. Yeah.
Very good. Very
Yeah.
now. Do you tell them, listen, I'll pay you when the movie does well?
I give him a little something, Gotta
Yeah, take this when we
Take
do
this.
big. I'll give you big.
Oh man, there's I don't know. There's a stigma with all this stuff too. It's funny. I mean, I'll be the first one to admit I'm a bit of a recluse now. I don't go out much. I just work a lot, and I'm in my own head creatively. But there's a lot of stuff you hear about this business that the parties and this and that and all that stuff. Angel, what a crock of shit. It's so silly. When I first went to LA, there was that stuff, and I felt so out of place.
Yeah.
I used to go. Yeah, I remember there was this publicist that picked me up early, and he's like, "Let's go to this party on Hollywood Boulevard. Let's go here. Let's go there." And I'm like, "I don't want to go party, man. I'm done. I'm done with that shit. I've lived in Belmar for 10 years. I'm done." No, come on, come on, come on. Well, I used to go to him because there was like, depending on the day, there was like free burgers or beer. So I wouldn't have to pay for dinner. I would save $1. So I would go to certain places, go eat, and I would just go home. But being here in Jersey and having a kid now, who wants to leave their kid for work in any profession? Like I don't, you know what I mean? When I was single, that's one thing, but I don't want to leave that little girl anywhere.
Exactly.
Yeah, so now I look at it differently, As an actor, I have no control. If I get a gig, I gotta go. I was just in Chicago for a couple days for the screenings for Dirty Hands. But long-term stuff, yeah, she's coming with me. That's it.
Good. Good. Very
Yeah.
good. How are the screenings doing, by the way? Very good. Very
Yeah,
good.
they did all right. They did all right. Everything's
Good.
yeah.
Excellent. Well, I'm sure Lee's going to put all the stuff in here, all the pictures, all the information, everything's going to be added in. How people can get in touch with you, it'll all be in there.
Thanks, Angel. That's
How
all
they
right.
can find you on Instagram, everything will be in there, Kevin.
Oh, thanks so much. And thanks,
I
Lee.
know.
If I know you're hearing this, I appreciate you, man. Thank you for being patient
Thank
with
you so much for doing this again with me. Thank
my
you.
pleasure.
I truly, truly appreciate it. And I'm one of your biggest fans.
Thanks, Angel. Thanks. I'll keep you posted with everything. I'll keep in touch.
Okay,
And
very good.
and I'll see you sooner than later. Let's get
Okay, very good, Kevin. Thank you.
Thanks, Angel. Good seeing you.
Good night. Same here.
Bye now.
I'll kick you. Oop, I kicked him. I'm crazy about him, you could all tell.